Hello, my name's Gabriel Ruiz. For my informative speech, I've decided to write it on the famous singer-songwriter Abel Makonnen Tesfaye, known professionally as The Weeknd, to inform people on who he is and his many accomplishments in the music industry. For the remainder of the speech, I will be referring to him as a stage name The Weeknd. Abel Makonnen Tesfaye, aka The Weeknd, was born February 16th, 1990, in Toronto, Canada. He is best known for his songs such as Blinding Lights, Save Your Tears, and Starboy. He is also known for his performance at the 55th Super Bowl. Here you can see him on the field. The Weeknd has won 4 Grammys, his most recent one being in 2022 for the best melodic rap performance. The very first time I ever listened to The Weeknd is when he appeared on a song called Love Me Harder by Ariana Grande. But the very first song that he wrote was The Hills. That was the very first time I ever heard it. I was in 6th grade and it just was nonstop playing on the radio. Ever since I've heard that song, I've become his 1% fan on my Spotify Wrapped, and I just for nonstop playing After Hours, an album he released in 2022. Personally, I believe he is a great artist, if not one of the best artists of the decade. His music just always puts me in a good mood, and uh, it's just a really good artist to vibe to and to just listen to, and it touches a bunch of genres from rap to R&B to disco and many more. Most recently, The Weeknd has joined Michael Jackson as being the only male soloist to have 1% hits on the Hot 100 from the album. This is a big deal, being on the same level as Michael Jackson, because he's the king of pop. The Weeknd takes a lot of inspiration from Michael Jackson, though. He is He is quoted on an interview with Complex while on the topic of Michael Jackson by saying, "I want to make it very clear I am not Michael. He is everything to me, so you're going to hear it in my music." End quote. He has also been dubbed the MJ of his generation. Um, oh, here's a quote from the New York Post. Here on Elsewhere on Dawn FM, The Weeknd conjures up his most obvious influence, Michael Jackson. And with this album, the artist born Abel Tesfaye continues to build his case as the MJ of this generation. Currently, The Weeknd holds 30 gold singles, 30 platinum singles, and 60 multi-platinum singles. The Weeknd also has 5 diamond certified songs, making him the fourth artist to earn 5 or more diamond certifications. Here's a quote. The Weeknd Smash Earned It has just notched a diamond certification from the RIAA. This notably marks the fifth diamond single. As said before, The Weeknd touches a lot of genres and also some issues such as romance, relationships, melancholia, and escapism, and are inspired by his own personal experiences. During an interview, they talk about one of his songs named Faith on the album After Hours. They talk about the meaning behind the song and The Weeknd responds with, "So this is about the darkest time in my entire life, around 2013 to 2014. I was getting really, really tossed and going through a lot of personal stuff." End quote. Having heard this song myself and reading the lyrics, you can tell by just reading the lyrics and listening to the music that The Weeknd is really just going through a lot of personal issues such as like drug abuse or romances, relationships. Around this time, he was arrested for punching a cop, losing loss of religion, and just death and mental health. But in conclusion, The Weeknd recently has dropped Dawn FM, which is I feel like it's a good album, but it doesn't compare to After Hours. I still feel like he's a really good songwriter and singer. His music is just really good when you want to just vibe and chill out, or when you want to study. I can relate to some of the things The Weeknd says in his music, and that's why he's probably like my number one favorite artist, because it's just there's some things in his music and his songs, his songwritings I can just relate to. Um, I feel like people should give The Weeknd a listen, because he just touches on every genre, on every subject, whether it's loss of heart, I mean loss of like interest, or if you're going through relationship problems, or if you found a new relationship, it touches everything. Whether you're in your feelings or in a dark mood, or you just want to dance, his music is for everyone to listen to, whether you're old or young. Thank you for listening to my presentation.